Hey, baby loves, Goddess Love here. Want to talk to you guys about love experiences. Love is one of those things that we just crave and we cherish, and sometimes we chase after it and all of that. It is my understanding that we have three major experiences with love. The first experience we have is the first time we fall in love, which is really truly infatuation. It's the first experience with love, and having that feeling of love towards someone and someone having that feeling of love towards you. And usually it's a very young love. It's the first experience when like you're a teenager or 18, 19, 20, somewhere in there. Or earlier really. And you got these feelings that you've never felt before and things of that nature, and it usually tapers off and ends where you go off to college or you move or you kind of just grow apart, because you're always evolving and changing when you're that young. But that's your first experience, and it might hurt a little bit because it ended, but it wasn't the be all to end all. Then you have that second experience of love where you learn all of the major lessons. You get that heartbreak, you learn what it's like for, someone to hurt you. And all of the major lessons come in that second one. Okay, so that's the learning stage of love. That's the learning experience of love. And you should take away from all of those experiences, like all of the major shit, like the cheating and the, all of the negative parts that come with being in a relationship with somebody that you love. Those are the lessons that you learn with that second experience. Now, the third experience is the one. I'm speaking on this human level here, on this third dimensional level. This is the level of love where this is your true love, your soulmate. This is the person who you're gonna, and it usually, you ain't looking for this one. It just shows up in divine timing. This one just shows up when you done gave up and you're assessing all of the lessons that you learned from the second experience, and I'm through with love, I'm tired of love. This is the one that kind of sneaks up on you and catches you off guard. But when you get it, because you might have been dating other people, and all of the lessons that you learned from the second experience, you recognize them when they come. So that all of these other jokers or all of these other jokerettes were not the one. You see the red flags. You recognize certain things that you don't want to experience again from that second go round. So when the third one comes, you recognize and you're like, okay, this is what I deserve. This is what I'm supposed to have. This is how love is supposed to feel when I receive it from someone else. But one thing about all of those phases is that the first lesson that you need to learn is that you should love yourself so much that anybody that comes towards you have to work twice as hard to be on the level or come close to the level of love that you have for yourself. Out of all the lessons that you learn from all of these stages of love, the love of self is more important than the love of anyone outside of you. If you don't love yourself on a level and put yourself on a pedestal that's so motherfucking high that people actually have to put in the work to get to you, then they don't love you. And y'all know this is just my opinion, but if someone truly wants to love you, wants to give you love, they're going to do what's necessary to show you that they love you so that they can be on your level or above your level. And you all can do this thing together. Okay? Do not allow anyone to convince you that they don't have to work to show you that they love you. Because you both should be putting in work to show love. You should be openly communicating, actively listening, Openly communicating and actively listening to your partner to understand them. Okay? You should want to understand your partner. You should want to give love the way that they deserve to have the love given to them. Okay? You should want to receive love the way that you want and deserve to receive that love. Now, I'm not saying that you should be doing things that you're uncomfortable with. Okay? Maybe that's not the person for you. And nobody else should be doing anything that they're uncomfortable with in order to please you. But what I'm saying is, with that open communication and that actively listening to one another, this doesn't have to be complicated. Sometimes people make loving someone and getting in relationships and things of that nature, they make it harder than it really has to be. If you sit down and you vibe with someone and you connect with someone and you have conversations with someone and the vibe is good and you're talking about all of the things that's necessary to talk about leading up to a relationship, because these things are just going to flow. It's going to it's going to be comfortable. It's not going to be something where you feel like you're in a hot seat every time you have a conversation with this person. You should be feeling calm, cool, collected. The conversations just flow. You should be stockpiling away information about this person in your mental Rolodex so that for future reference, if y'all dating or whatever, you remember what they said. It's a lot that goes into it, but it doesn't have to be hard. Love is not hurtful. Love is not hard. Love is not mean. Love is not forcing you to do things you want to do. Love should be free. Love should be open. Love should make you feel good. It should make you feel safe and relaxed around the person that you love, and vice versa. So love doesn't have to be hard. Sometimes we make it hard because we've gone out here searching for love from people who are not our ideal lover, if you will. Okay, and I'm not talking about in the sexual aspect. Intimacy is not always physical. There's so many layers and aspects when it comes to loving someone. You'll want to protect them. You want to nurture them. You'll want to care for them. You'll want to do all of these things for this person, but in the way that they want it to be done. Not being demanding or any of those things. People say love hurts. Love does not hurt. Loving the wrong person can hurt you. The wrong person loving you can hurt you. Okay? Love is patient. Love is kind. And I'm not saying that love is the only thing that keeps a relationship together, but it is a major part of being in a long-term relationship. You can love somebody and not keep tight reins on them. You can love somebody and allow them to be them. You can love somebody and give them their space and their time. But when you all come together and you have your love and it's culminating together and all of that, nobody outside of you have to understand that. As long as the two of you understand your love and you can give it to each other and it feels good, that's the only thing that's important. Okay? But first and foremost, do not lose yourself in that love. Don't lose yourself to the point where you ain't got no more love left to give to yourself because you're giving it all away to others. This is a lesson that I had to learn. My cup was always empty because I was always giving my love to someone else and not loving myself. Love yourself first, foremost, and importantly. Your love of self comes before any and anyone. If you find yourself your cup is only halfway, okay, then it's time for you to communicate to your person. Say, hey, look, I'm kind of losing myself in this situation. I got to get on my self-care and my self-love. I get up with you when I fill my cup back up. If they love you, they're going to understand that, because this is something y'all going to talk about on a regular basis, because you're both filling yourselves up in order to fill each other up. All right, now I could go on and on about this because I am love. I was created in love. So I ain't gonna bore y'all no more talking about love, but please understand, love yourself first and don't lose yourself in loving others. Okay? That's all I have for you. I'm sending you all love, light, positive energy, and healing vibes, and I'll see you soon, macaroons.